So Jack Doherty is a man who has built a following off of terrorizing his local community and overall making the world a worse place and taking the people that are upset with him being who he is and putting their eyeballs in front of his content. Now, Jack Doherty is somebody who is widely hoped to be the first person sent to the Ukraine war. We're gonna get back to you on that. I have talked to Trump. He says, I'll see what I can do. But apparently he just hit rock bottom, so it's worth getting into.
Jack Doherty spent years harassing the public.
How can you not hate him just based on how he looks? I know that's the argument used to defend racism and stuff like that, but, I mean, am I wrong? Look at this guy. What a dildo.
Antagonizing others. And being a
He's literally the non-transgender version of Lily Tino, a walking, living rage bait, a person whose sole purpose is to distract you for 5 seconds out of your busy life, which is a life that is already going to be miserable in a world where you lose half your money to the government, which goes to the Ukraine war aforementioned. And it's just like you take time out of your day to scroll and catch a break, and then you scroll into this fucking guy terrorizing the local community. It's terrible.
Entitled man-child who's willing to cross any boundary for content.
Oh my god. He crashed his fucking car.
But now, he's finally getting what he deserves.
Good.
He's been perma-banned from Kick. His girlfriend
Really?
McKin-
Wait, I didn't know that he got perma'd from Kick. I always thought that those, like, bans were fake in the same way that Hassan gets banned every single day. Because I'm on Kick now, and Kick is the shit. And is Jack Doherty gone? Oh my god, he is! Wait, he actually is! Yeah, I can't find him.
broke up with him.
It's like my girlfriend called the cops on me. I can't believe what's happening right now. Girls are the fake it. You guys wouldn't even believe it. Bro, you called the cops on me, my own.
Dude, he's 5 foot fucking -10. Look at this guy, bro. He's stanced up, fully straight, perfect posture, and he looks like an action figure.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he's also running out of the money he earned by selling his soul.
Everything, bro. When I met this girl, I was making $1.5 million a month. Now, I'm making probably a tenth of that. Like, what the?
But even that's not.
Oh man, the humanity. I'm only making $200,000 a month. How will Jackie boy ever survive? Do you realize how much of a twat you sound like when you produce a sentence like that? Like, you realize that 99% of people hear that and they don't give a fuck about your problems because you've now literally dehumanized yourself. The way that people talk about the elites being out of touch could not be well, or I should say better encapsulated other than a video like this. It does a perfect job explaining how out of touch certain people are.
The end of his downfall, since he's desperately trying to farm sympathy points by pretending to act
That's the ugliest fucking LV shirt I've ever seen. Here's the thing, okay? I've purchased sneakers from LV, and I think it's stupid purchase. I shouldn't have done it. But brother, I mean, like this is like $1,000 shirt, and it's hideous.
miserable.
No, I love her, and she's my girlfriend. That's why I've been with her for the past 2 years. You know, it's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna be with someone I don't love or don't think I've
There's no way I just heard a fucking smoke alarm chirp.
been with her for the past 2 years. You know, it's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna be with someone I don't love.
Yo. You need to be in a homeless shelter.
Or don't think I would be with in the future. And I don't think it's something like we can't overcome.
And faking a robbery.
You live in a fucking multi-million-dollar mansion and you don't have the Duracell batteries to change the smoke alarm.
I just got robbed on Rodeo Drive. 4 armed guys hopped out of their car, ripped both my chains off my neck.
Unfortunately for Jack, the internet couldn't care less. Every day when Jack is having a bad day is a good day. I've been waiting for this moment for years. Hi, I'm the internet anarchist.
Brother, that is some level of hating that you really have to work hard to get. Like, listen to this. This is a person who has measured their life's improvement based on how bad yours is going. That's terrible. That shouldn't exist. Usually people look at like their own job or their bank account and that's how they determine how happy they are. And there's problems with that. But it takes a certain specific kind of dedicated hater to measure their own happiness by how fucking ruined your life is.
A good day. I've been waiting for this moment for years. Hi, I'm the internet anarchist.
Waiting for this moment for years. Talking about your fucking fall off like it's the release of GTA 6. I've been waiting for this moment for years. Waiting for this moment for years. I don't even think when I was born my parents said that.
I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today, we're diving back into the never-ending demise of Jack Doherty, how he's continuing to dig his own grave, all while posting it online for everyone to see. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the Jack Doherty saga, here's a super quick recap to get you up to speed. His much-awaited downfall began with him crashing his car, after trying to read his stream chat while flooring it in the rain. He's since been caught viewbotting his streams.
Okay, Jack Doherty with the views. Look at robot views. Okay, let's see stable Ronaldo. Okay, let's see. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Exposed for scamming his remaining viewers with a crypto rug pull.
The issue is that it doesn't really matter if you're like, you know, having this gap with views that's like, oh, he has 7,000 views and then stable Ronaldo has 12,000 views, because you may think that by botting maybe like a believable amount like 7,000 views that people might not pick up on it, but 7,000 is 7,000 too many. You know, I don't care that you have 13 million followers on YouTube. Literally, there is not a group of people larger than 2 that would sit down and watch you, and if they are, it's like me and a Tozy for the next commentary video.
Exposed for scamming his remaining viewers with a crypto rug pull.
Nice.
I'm buying McLaren coins. All right, let's go. I just bought 5 soul. Worth. Let's see.
And permabans from Kick after he got into a fight with a stream sniper.
You're getting chips everywhere.
More recently, his girlfriend McKinley broke up with him and left him without his biggest source of income, which was her OF account.
Just use me for fucking money. For real. For sure. I never thought it would be possible, but it's obvious. It's like no bitch flips like that in 24 hours, changes their passwords to absolutely everything, calls the cops to me to take all their shit, and like that. Like, who the fuck does that after I've done?
Is that the Wolf of Wall Street holding up the dollar bill in the background? How do I tell you this and then like, you're a fucking dork. Like, you're not Jordan Belfort. There is no clip that's going to be edited of you and made into a motivational Instagram reel that the next Elon Musk will watch before starting his business. You are a pussy, you are a dork, and you are not this guy, okay?
Everything for this.
That's where we left off in my last video, and things have only gotten messier since, starting with Jack's complete inability to decide on the narrative he wants to portray. He went from accusing McKinley of using him for his money.
Don't even know her. It's insane. Like, evil, bro. She's been plotting this shit for a minute. This just used me for fucking money. For real. For sure.
To putting on a sad face and talking about how much he still loved her the very next morning.
I love her, and she's my girlfriend. That's why I've been with her for the past 2 years. You know, it's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna be with someone I don't love or don't think I would be with in the future.
Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that maybe these were his real feelings. After all, he looked genuinely distraught by the sudden breakup. But make no mistake, the only thing Jack really cares about is the content.
Dude, he didn't give a fuck about that girl, like, at all. And you know that because she didn't give a fuck about him. If you thought that that was what true love looks like, you are literally a victim of Instagram. Like, if you have been made to believe that your relationship should look something like Jack Doherty and his girl, who I don't even know what the fuck her name is, you have brain rot. Severe brain rot, okay? Go watch, like, I mean, actually, I can't even say that because, like, you're too old to have even, like, the damage is irreversible. I would just say, like, you may have not been shown, like, a Disney princess movie or, like, Rapunzel or something growing up, because if you had, then you may have thought about something a lot more romantic than, you know, Jack Doherty and his far out of his league girlfriend signing her and keeping her contractually obligated to show her titties every day.
Which is why he changed his tune once again, and went from practically begging McKinley to come back, to getting a new girlfriend who looks like McKinley's long-lost twin sister named Christiana.
Oh
Sansone. But when this new relationship failed to get the attention he was looking for, Jack moved on to his next genius plan, one that involved a potentially fake crime. On the 7th of May 2025, he posted a video titled, "I got robbed for $300,000," in which he told
brother, internet anarchist, this comment bait, it's a little too obvious.
The story of how he was robbed of his 2 diamond chains worth $300,000 in broad daylight while in the middle of a crowded area.
Rob me, they should both my fucking chains, bro. Dog. Jake, what the Bro.
They had a gun.
Where's yours? What the? Bro, like, why don't... What the... Dog.
And while he
What a useless security guard that is overpaid if he's not even gonna stop the people that are gonna take 300K change. Bro, he doesn't care at all. He literally has fucking AirPods in.
did call the police and file an official report,
It was 2 diamond chains, like $300,000. They touch you?
Yes, yes.
Bleeding. One went with 100K, one went with 200K. It's like 300K. Yeah.
many people are convinced that he's lying about the whole incident, with comments like, no bruises or cuts from being knocked down, no scratches or red marks from chains being ripped off. He is
Yeah, I don't know if this is real, to be honest with you. I've thought about this, and once this was, like, originally released, I was thinking, like, okay, is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Like, one part of me thinks that he's, like, such a pussy who is reckless, who carries way too much money around, and could easily be robbed if someone, like, knew where he was on stream. But another part of me thinks that there is kind of a very much real incentive for him to fake something like this to get me, an internet anarchist, talking about it. So 50-50 on that. I don't really know. But I also don't know if, like, you know, 300K is even that much to him. But anyway, I don't know.
very calm despite having, quote, guns pointed at him. Yeah, this is all lies. And that doesn't look like someone who's just been robbed, looks like someone who's filed a false police report and is instantly regretting it. What's crazy is that these accusations might turn out to be true. There's plenty of evidence pointing towards the whole thing being a fake stunt for attention, or as some people suspect, insurance fraud. For starters, Jack Doherty, the streamer who goes out of his way to film the lowest points of his life without a second thought, was somehow not filming when the robbery happened. Not to mention the fact that his story is full of holes and contradictions. For instance, at one point, he mentions getting tackled to the ground by the robbers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't see a single
That was a setup
mark.
for sure, bro. It's too perfect. I walk out and they're right there, bro. All 3 or 4 of them just tackling me to the ground.
But then immediately changes his story to where he was pinned against a wall.
Pinned up against the wall like this, and I see my chains right there in this guy's hand. And I'm being pushed like this. Some other guy's going at my watch, and I'm like trying to fight him off.
But that's not all, because
Why is his shirt off?
he changed the story once again and started talking about getting chased by the robbers instead.
Dude, he was chasing me around the road trying to get my watch off. And I don't know which way to go, bro. Because if I go too far away, he's going to just get me alone. And I have a broken collarbone, so I can't even fight this guy.
His ex, who's known him for years, thinks that he made it all up as well.
Probably.
So he got his chain yapped. No, I just want to get your opinion.
Okay.
For people that don't know, and this is up to you, but it just feels staged.
I feel like it's staged. I'm not gonna lie.
Put simply, most people aren't buying the robbery narrative.
Like, at the end of the day, oh, man. Like, yeah, no.
And the ones that do believe his story have zero sympathy for him
Yeah,
either,
that's true.
with comments like, are the robbers okay? I hope they got home safe. Couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yes.
Flooding his video. Jack's career is unraveling right in front of his eyes, and every attempt he's made to remedy the situation has backfired horribly. One of these attempts was his appearance on the No Jumper podcast with Adam22. Judging by his tone and mannerisms, it's obvious he's trying to come off as a changed man, someone who learned from his mistakes and is ready to move on.
I feel like the last time that we did the podcast, you were doing your thing, but it feels like a lot has changed since then.
Yeah, I was a little crazy back then.
Unfortunately for Jack, this podcast felt less like his redemption arc and more like an
Staged.
extended self-snitching session, where
Yeah.
instead of outright denying the allegations of him recruiting girls that barely turned 18 for his OF business, he
Nice.
claims that, quote, most are older than him.
As if you're like only management shit was like primarily like aimed at getting girls who are like fresh out of high school. Is that like a fake narrative from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, most of the girls I work with are like older than me even. Like a lot of them.
At one point, he also mentioned that McKinley didn't start her OF until 6 months into their relationship. This was his way of trying to shut down the accusations that he only got with her for her online earnings. However, this backfired spectacularly when McKinley revealed that she only started this business because Jack blackmailed her into it.
He told me he'd
What?
send me back home if I didn't, so I did it.
No.
Swear.
Now, I should mention that McKinley
Damn.
didn't provide any proof to back up this claim, but given Jack's track record, it's not hard to imagine him actually doing something like this, just to get the thing he loves above all else, money. Even
Yeah, listen, the thing is, I don't know if he actually coerced her into doing it, but I mean, she still kind of stayed with him in a relationship, you know, because you don't have to date the guy who's pimping you out, you know? You could just part ways and be another one of the girls who he's like, you know, finessing. But at the end of the day, Jack Doherty is chopped, and I think that makes him the biggest loser at the end of this, and he definitely was taking a larger cut of her earnings than he should have, and for that reason, you're gay. That's what I've left with. Yeah, you're just gay.
when George Janko tried to call him out on this, his response essentially boiled down to quote, because money.
This is a version of pimping. You're pimping these girls out. You don't think that's attacking your heart in any way?
No, because at the end of the day, they all, you know, they already like want to do what they're doing, and it's just like I just actually make the money doing it, because there are so many girls that actually do OnlyFans and make, you know, $0 and stuff, and they're doing it all for what, you know?
Yeah, but they're also not getting, what is this, like the Jack Doherty Classic, like a 90% cut for his services, which, by the way, I guarantee you that he's not even providing a 90%. It's like, okay, let's just say, let's be realistic. It's probably like a 50-50 cut, which is insane. The 50% that he's doing is like connecting a bunch of Indians to the accounts so that they can talk to people and pretend to be the girl. So it's like
every girl I work with makes like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month and millions of dollars.
That's not a service. It's like that service that you're offering is not worth 50% of what they're making.
You know.
That being said, McKinley,
like there's layers of predatory stuff happening here on every level.
for all her complaints about Jack, isn't much better either. Whether she was initially blackmailed by Jack or not, she eventually leaned into it hard.
Yeah, doesn't she like actually go with him to YouTube shorts that are aimed at children and like promote her thing?
As far as to use literal minors to promote her OF
Thank you.
content.
I'm taking that yours.
Baby
Yours?
Gronk?
All right. Would you rather have this girl or this McLaren? McLaren? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like what, like 15? No, fuck, he looks like he's 10. He's like 12 years old being asked, you know, mirror the PS5, but in, you know, the most degenerate version possible.
Oh, sorry.
Also, that car's hideous.
After leaving Jack, she also started showing up on FaZe Lacey's stream, and it looked like the two of them really hit it off.
I don't know what's more beautiful, the fireworks or you.
Does she just have a thing for like chopped guys or something? Because she dated Jack Doherty and then her upgrade, her next man was Lacey. Now Lacey is chopped. He's not as chopped as JD, no Vance. But I will say we could be doing better, and also he could be doing better. They both could be doing better. So I don't really understand. And obviously he's not nearly as bad as Jack Doherty, but it's just like why? Why for either of them?
That was a good one, right? That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Jack even tried to get McKinley's attention by donating to Lacey.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Doherty Jack, thank you for the 25 gifted.
Thank you. Of course.
Jack Doherty, brother, I gotta tell you that 25 gifted ain't gonna send her back.
Thank you for the.
But as it turned out, she was only hanging out with him for clout. Once she had what she needed, she disappeared and stopped replying to Lacey, all while also using a picture of them two together as promo on her OF, forcing Lacey to clarify the situation in a tweet reading, "The fact I even have to make this tweet."
This poor fucking guy, man. Oh man. Oh man, I gotta look smack. We all need to look smacks. Cause it's just like how the fuck this gonna happen? How do we let this shit happen?
Is insane. I am being used as clickbait. I'm not in any pictures or videos. Please do not fall for this BS and get scammed. My legal team and I will
Wait, did she say that he fucked her on OnlyFans?
be getting it removed immediately. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. However, while this behavior hints that she might not be entirely blameless in how things fell apart with Jack, that isn't going to save his career at this point either. He'll likely continue to become more and more irrelevant with each passing day, until no one is interested in talking about him, no matter how many controversial stunts he tries to pull. Alternatively, if the robbery does turn out to be fake, he could actually face criminal charges for obstruction of emergency services, or something along those lines.
Anyway, that's what's going on with Jack Doherty. I didn't know about his girlfriend being a homie hopper, and she's chopped, and she's chopped. Everyone's chopped. Everyone is fucking chopped.